Okay, this is how I take out the AIRBOX. This is easy to do, getting this little thing off here because I've done a pump delete on this one. But anyway, the only thing I've done is loosened up the clutch bolt here on the secondary to expedite this video. I've seen a lot of different versions of this same thing, but this is what I do every time I get one of these fixtures in. I remove as much stuff as possible to make it easy, including this little side panel here. It just gives you a little bit more room to move the AIRBOX around. It's just two little bolts, and the thing just pops right out of there. Then you can take the clamps off. Actually, you can take them right off the CARB side boots. The only other thing I've done is taken out these two little bolts here. And you just kind of shove these in there. What you're trying to do is get this bracket here to clear the cowling. So you push this out of the way a little bit now that you've got that piece out of the way. Got to get the boots off the CARB. That's one of the things. And then some of these cables move out of the way. See, this is where it gets hung up, is this bracket. Then you can just kind of pull it right out, usually. These cables move out of the way. See how easy that can be? Then you got access to your fuel pump. You can easily get at the carbs now. I mean, that's all I ever do. Hope that helps someone who hates doing that AIRBOX. Just taking off that side panel. Pretty much all it takes. So then, to get the carb off, you just start pulling pieces. Goes pretty quick. I like to have a cup ready to put all these parts in as they come off. I call this a boost bottle. It just pulls out of there. You gotta hang on to those because they'll fall right down to the bottom of the motor. And the rest of this can just be done with your Yamaha toolkit 10 and 12. Chokes are a 12. They just spin out of there real easy. I like to pull the plungers, all the hardware, so I don't lose them in the motor somewhere. Because they do fall down in there quite often, and you can't use a magnet to get brass out. This one doesn't have an oil line, but I gotta get the throttle off. This is all just 10mm work. Pretty easy. Just pop that down there, get out of the way. Go back to your Phillips for these two clamps. That's pretty much it. And you just pull your gas lines. You're ready to clean carbs or pull the motor, whatever you feel like doing. Anyway, you can see the fuel pump back there. That's just two 10 millimeter bolts. These are the carb feeds. I cut them about 11 inches when I'm doing them. Seems to work out pretty good both sides. You could make them shorter probably, but to speed things up I usually just cut them 11 inches. And a lot of times I'll replace this line if it's no good. Some of you diehard purists will probably kill me for this, but whenever I do these things, I've been removing these oil and gas lines and just rerouting them away from the pipe. You know, like this is the fuel gauge one. You know, they're supposed to run over here, but they get so rotten down here where they're 90. You know, I've had a couple leak and light fires down here. Not that this can't leak either, but it's going to be 30 more years before this rots out and leaks, maybe longer. And then I do the same with the oil line, just route it right back up through here. You can't see it, but because this is an oil delete, but I've been doing that on every sled that I get now.